snark, which snark exists, right? Like for celebrities, obviously, Ethan Klein happens to run one of the most robust snark subreddits for.
It's true. I mean, yes, it's true. Ethan Klein is snark. All commentary, drama, and just streamers in general are all snark. If you talk about another person on your live stream and it's not in a a huggy, lovey way, you are a snarker.
Me and Denims and Caseytron and Frogan and whoever Ethan has decided is not sufficiently pro-Israel. The funniest part about all of this is that Ethan Klein thinks that there is like a coordinated effort to besmirch his reputation. And that's because he's a narcissist. He does not understand that his own fan base turned on him because of his own output. This was something that I tried to gently communicate to him back when we had a podcast together. And instead of listening to what I had
by the way, guys, like only one person is like the stream so far. What does that even mean? That means that you it means that you hate that Ethan Klein lost and you want Ethan Klein to win all of his lawsuits against everybody.
Hold on. Hold on.
He's like the stream live, not top chat. Hello, hello, welcome, welcome.
Hold on.
Say to him as a friend and a co-host.
It also means you're a Denims gooner and hater. You're one of
the
Denims haters that watches.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch something else. I'm not gonna snipe stream on stream. This is not fair. Joe Count, the gay boy. Joe Count. Moral aspire supremacy. Why is there no cool... What is the cool videos for me to watch on stream? The hell? What the hell? What am I supposed to do with this? Harley Quinn and Paul yeah, whatever. Final Fantasy 7, this is a problem. What? What happened? Why are they toxic? Okay, let's talk about the toxicity of FF7 fans. I hate the FF7 compilation. Full disclosure, I'm a toxic FF.
Fantasy 7, easily one of my favorite games of all time, and indisputably one of the most significant releases of the late 1990s. I absolutely adore this title, which is why I've already made more videos about it than Sephiroth has mummy issues, and typically these uploads perform exceptionally well. However, there's always a however, isn't there? You see, while the view count soar, the comment section on these videos are a very different story indeed. Without fail, they are stacked to the brim with misery, pessimism, mean-spiritedness, bitterness, and a frankly astonishing concentration of antisocial grumbling.
What?
Compared to the rest of my uploads, it's like wandering into a digital version of Walmart's back alley, a carnival of keyboard combatants all seemingly
looks about Walmart.
angst to one another. Holding these thoughts, it would be easy, far too easy to fall back on the old stereotype that JRPG fans are just socially stunted, basement-dwelling melancholics who believe a
Another stereotype if it's true.
frothing rage at polygonal love triangles.
It's true.
But that wouldn't be fair to basement-dwelling melancholics.
True.
No, this is something far more specific, because the strange truth is that while all Final Fantasy games attract a loyal and vocal fan base, there is no fandom quite as bizarre, combative, and downright exhausting as the one that surrounds Final Fantasy VII. And that is what today's video is about. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Big Daddy Top Hat here. Let's explore the often tragic, yet sometimes hilarious issues of the Final Fantasy VII fandom.
Daddy!
Now, the Final Fantasy franchise, particularly dear old number 7, has sparked more debates than a chocobo has feathers. But if there's one thing we can all agree on, is this: cheap games are marvelous. Whether you're a crusty old purist clinging to your active time battles, or a wide-eyed modernist enthralled by flashy action RPG mechanics, you'll be pleased to know that you can get over 50% off both the original Final Fantasy VII and the brand new PC version of Rebirth using my links below.
It's not brand new. It's old now. Okay.
There are hefty discounts available on practically every Final Fantasy title ever released, plus hundreds of other games, including this year's turn-based surprise hit, the thoroughly excellent Expedition 33.
Oh, I'm playing it.
Click the link in the pinned comment, grab yourself a bargain, and treat your wallet like Square Enix treats continuity, recklessly but with style. Happy shopping. Long before Final Fantasy VII turned fans into full-blown warlords armed with shipping charts and sharpened Reddit swords, the world of Final Fantasy was a far simpler, gentler place. Picture it. The year is 1987. Shoulder pads are enormous, cassette tapes are king, and the very first Final Fantasy graces the NES like a pixelated miracle. From that humble, turn-based beginning emerged a series that changed faces more often than a cosplay convention. Each new entry brought a fresh setting, new mechanics, and an entirely different cast, thus meaning you could jump in at any point in the series. By the early 90s, the franchise had inspired a patchwork of loyalists, each convinced their Final Fantasy was the one true gospel. The Final Fantasy crowd championed tragic paladins, an unnecessarily complex family drama. Final Fantasy V purists worshipped the job system like it was a commandment, and Final Fantasy VI acolytes practically insisted Kefka was a postmodern Shakespearean villain because nothing says high art like a clown laughing while poisoning an entire kingdom. And for all the squabbles over active time battle versus traditional turns, or whether sprites were superior to polygons, things stayed relatively civil. This was the golden age of what you might call the patchwork fandom. Each game's fanbase lived in their own
bubble. They live in their own bubble.
Little bubble, happily nerding out over their favorite title with the occasional intergame skirmish. It was a time when fans loved Final Fantasy in the way you're supposed to love it, passionately, but with the self-awareness that it's all just a bit of fun. But unfortunately, such peace wouldn't last, because in 1997 the series took a sharp turn, and when that turn came, it led straight into an avalanche of angst, amnesia, and Aerith-related agony that would fracture this once harmonious community beyond recognition forever. In 1997, Final Fantasy didn't just level up, it limit broke the entire gaming industry. With the launch of Final Fantasy VII on the PlayStation, the series exploded into the mainstream consciousness, like a meteor spell aimed squarely at your wallet. What had once been a charming JRPG franchise for import weirdos and dungeon masochists suddenly became the most important thing ever. At least according to anyone with a dial-up connection and a GeoCities page titled Cloud Cross Tifa for Life anyway. And to be fair, it was impressive. For the first time, a Final Fantasy game featured cinematic CGI cutscenes.
Whoa, no way.
Complete with chunky mitten hands and a...
Oh no. So what's happening? Why is everything so slow?
So spiky, it...
You could spike your bike.
Like he tried to headbutt a hedgehog into submission. Cloud Strife was brooding, mysterious, and dragged around a sword the size of a Victorian garden gate. But behind the visual spectacle lurked something far more volatile. ambiguity. You see, Final Fantasy VII wasn't just a game, it was a narrative puzzle box wrapped in a love triangle, dipped in existential trauma, and launched from a canon made of unresolved feelings. Cloud didn't know who he was, the players wasn't sure what was real, and most crucially, nobody truly knew who Cloud fancied. Well, apart from in your own playthrough anyway. Enter the affection point system. Unbeknownst to most players early on, Final Fantasy VII was secretly tracking your behaviour, like some passive-aggressive digital cupid assigning invisible scores based on how you treated Tifa, Aerith, Yuffie, or yes, even Barrett. Every choice you made, whether you were nice to Aerith in the church, picked Tifa over the flower girl, or just generally acted like a gruff, emotionally unavailable edgelord, nudged the needle of destiny ever so slightly. Now, while most players ended up on their gold saucer dates with either Tifa or Aerith, depending on how emotionally manipulative they'd been, there was a hidden gem buried in the code, the Barrett date. Yes, through a bizarre cocktail of callousness, neglect, and sheer determination to act like Andrew Tate on a caffeine bender, you could tell the ladies to get lost often enough to end up alone with Barrett on the gondola. A romantic evening with a man who has a gun for a hand and the patience of a gnat. And what's most hilarious of all, through this tender, moonlit moment, Barrett starts accusing Cloud, yes really, of possibly being some kind of paedophile, who's got designs on his daughter Marlene. I'm not making this up. Unsurprisingly, this particular exchange didn't make the cut in Rebirth. Square Enix, for all their fondness for nostalgia, probably thought that maybe implying their protagonist as a kiddie fiddler was a tad much for 2024 sensibilities. Still, for those who grew up playing the original, it remains one of the strangest and most darkly hilarious scenes in RPG history.
Oh no. I think you can also view with press 30.
A landmark moment in representation, or more.
I don't know.
More likely the source of deep confusion for an entire generation of boys.
The laptop is not doing well right now. I don't know why. Maybe it's a sign.
Boys who were just trying to unlock Omnislash. Still, for the vast majority of players, the question boiled down to the binary that would go on to consume the fandom.
What's the binary?
Team Tifa or Team Aerith. And Square, in its infinite chaos, gave you just enough wiggle room to believe that either answer was correct. It was as if the devs poured petrol all over the story, struck a match, and then shouted, "Interpret this however you like." Due to this online, the Gold Saucer date quickly became the sacred text of this new fandom religion. Thus, the seeds were planted for what would become one of the strangest, most entrenched, and most genuinely exhausting fandom feuds in all of gaming history. So let's dig into the ride of the embarrassing online Final Fantasy VII shipping wars. By the turn of the millennium, Final Fantasy VII fans had taken their affection points and turned them into obsession points. With home internet access on the rise, online forums became the new battlegrounds, not for justice or glory, but to decide once and for all who Cloud should be snogging. And thus the love triangle debate, or LTD if you're one of the uninitiated, probably took root. In one corner, Clotty, the Cloud Tifa shippers who believe love blossoms best between childhood friends and tight tank tops. In the other, Clarith, the Cloud and Aerith loyalists who insisted that trauma bonding in flower fields equated to eternal soulmates. Just for the record, for those viewing who do not live terminally online, if you're unfamiliar with the concept of shipping, it's when fans project their emotional well-being onto whether or not two fictional characters might kiss. And Final Fantasy VII didn't just allow this, it encouraged it. Due to this, fan sites sprouted like digital mushrooms. Some were earnest tributes filled with ASCII art and Weebrings. Others were sprawling temples to shipping supremacy, complete with 10,000-word essays on why Cloud only ever had eyes for Tifa, or how Aerith was his true and canon soulmate, based on something vague he muttered in the Sleeping Forest. And then came the hate shrines. Yes, you heard correctly, hate shrines. There were web pages dedicated to slandering the rival ship's love interest, And these weren't snarky memes or playful jabs. They were unhinged character assassinations wrapped in comic sans and blinking red text. According to these pixelated manifestos, Aerith was manipulative, Tifa was abusive, Yuffie was irrelevant. Barrett had the good sense to stop showing up to these forums. Still though, for all the melodrama, most of it lived in the realms of words and pixels. Well, until it didn't. If you thought the shipping war was just nerdy bickering online, think again. In the early 2000s, a group of Final Fantasy VII superfans in Pennsylvania took things to an entirely deranged new level. These people weren't just fans, they believed they were the characters.
Hello.
Literally.
Yeah. I'm giving you early gaming stream, you know? You know what I mean? I'm trying to give you what you want. Also, I feel a little bit more energetic. What kind of game would you like me to play? The laptop is dying. It's dying, like dying from Final Fantasy VII. Look at this wooden man. Uh-oh. Oh god. Balance. You know what I mean? Do you understand my feelings? We're talking about fandoms.
Sephiroth, even Rufus Shinra for some reason. Unfortunately, I'm not even kidding. This is the insanity of subsections of this deranged fandom. The Final Fantasy VII house was a group of self-proclaimed otherkin. People who genuinely believed they were the reincarnations of, get this, fictional characters, who together formed a little commune of chaos. At the center of it all, a woman who insisted she was Sephiroth. Not like she related to him, not like she cosplayed him, no, she was him. Reborn in a female body, because apparently even one-winged angels can identify as whatever they liked on LiveJournal. Her name, Jen. But online she called herself Sephiroth Genova, because why stop at just one identity crisis when you can have two? Jen, along with her girlfriend, who claimed to be the real reincarnation of Hojo, yes, the creepy mad scientist who experiments on babies, ran a household where...
Wait, the girlfriend was a reincarnation of Sephiroth's dad? Wouldn't that be incestuous or something? What happened?
Final Fantasy VII characters had apparently reawakened in the bodies of gullible anime-addled young adults. These poor souls genuinely believed they were Tifa, Vincent, Aerith, Cloud and more. The house itself quickly became a mixture of cult, fandom meltdowns and emotional hostage situations. People were invited to live there, only to be subjected to manipulation.
I actually remember when that happened.
Weird rules like you can't eat meat because Hojo says so, or
What the
Cloud
fuck?
isn't allowed to talk to Aerith unless supervised. I wish I was exaggerating, but sadly, all of this is true. In fact, one poor bloke named Zack, or rather a guy who believed or was convinced he was Zack, ended up being psychologically tormented because he didn't sufficiently worship Sephiroth Jen's authority. Honestly, imagine being bullied in real life for your...
Hey, come on, why would Zack respect Sephiroth's authority? Of all people, why would Zack respect Sephiroth's authority? Zack wanted to defeat Sephiroth.
That was the Final Fantasy VII house. The situation ended up getting so bad that one ex-member wrote a full expose, which later became the stuff of internet legend. It revealed everything from the absurd roleplay hierarchies to the emotional manipulation and flat-out abuse.
I remember all that.
The documents, laughed, cried, and collectively went, Jesus Christ, I just wanted to level up my limit breaks. In hindsight, the Final Fantasy VII house is less a fandom curiosity and more a cautionary tale about what happens when fantasy meets untreated mental illness and then gets Wi-Fi, and yet somehow it's still less toxic than some modern fan spaces.
What?
If the original...
How are you, Glitchmaster? How do you like the video about the Final Fantasy VII house?
A game, then what followed in the mid-2000s was a multimedia feeding frenzy, a buffet of spin-offs, prequels, sequels,
Oh no.
and one very moody CGI movie
Ah,
or Black
the
Leather,
compilation.
German techno club. Sensing they'd struck gold with Cloud and Company, Square Enix launched a compilation of Final Fantasy
Oh, I
VII.
hate the
This included
compilation.
Advent Children, the CGI sequel where
I hate
no
it
one
so
buttons
much.
a shirt, smiles, or eats anything. Crisis Core, the heartfelt prequel that retroactively made Zack Fair's gaming's most tragically swoonable man. Dirge Cerberus, the brooding third-person shooter that gave Vincent Valentine his own personal emo apocalypse, and a smattering of books, novellas, phone games, and obscure web content no one could
Let's try battle. I hate the compilation.
quite remember if they
Is it fair?
hallucinated. Now in
I hate it with
the
a passion.
compilation was meant to clarify things, offer
No things needed clarification, okay? Things did not need clarification. For God's sake.
closure, define canon, but instead it unleashed chaos.
Yeah, because it's bad. Okay, it's not good.
Every new entry seemed less like an answer and more like an open-ended riddle.
Yeah, because they wanted to make milk more money. Okay. Imagine if they made a crappy Expedition 33 compilation.
Cloud's mental health, somehow worse. Sephiroth, somehow more shirtless, and instead of tying the story together, the compilation fractured it even further, creating what could only be described as a multiverse of maybes. Take Crisis Core. It positions Zack as Aerith's one true love. Cue the Clarith celebrating, but then Advent Children arrived, giving us a chronically miserable Cloud living with Tifa and staring sadly into middle distance clotty heaven. Then someone on Game FAQs unearthed a blink and you'll miss it line in a Japanese only novella that contradicted both interpretations, and we were all back to square one. The result, everyone could be right and nobody could prove it. A dream scenario for shippers, a nightmare for anyone hoping the series might one day commit to an answer. And what made this worse is that all of this happened just as social media began to take over. Forums gave way to blogs, live journal drama oozed into MySpace, then got weaponized on Facebook and Twitter. The shipping wars officially entered real time.
Fuck.
Now, instead of stewing quietly on their own fan sites, the weirdos could ratio someone publicly for daring to suggest that Tifa deserves better. Tumblr tags were hijacked, meta essays were reposted with venom, flame wars turned nuclear, and somewhere in the digital din, people stopped talking about the actual story and started behaving as if they were part of it. The tragedy
Again?
irrelevant.
Again?
The ecological message forgotten. What really mattered now was whether
Cloud boinked Tifa. Right?
Cloud's famously clenched backside in Advent Children was tense from grief over Aerith, or because he was living with Tifa in awkward post-traumatic silence. The compilation was supposed to be a gift, a celebration. Instead, it became a hall of mirrors, an ever-ending, increasingly
I hate the
argument
compilation.
over who Cloud's pixelated heart truly belonged to. But of course, not everyone was busy drawing kissy fan art and decoding drama CDs like they were the Dead Sea Scrolls. No, for a sizable chunk of the Final Fantasy VII fandom, particularly those who played the original when it launched in 1997, the compilation wasn't just unnecessary, it was sacrilege. For
True.
these fans, Final Fantasy VII wasn't just a game, it was a self-contained,
It was shitty.
melancholic, oddly polygonal masterpiece. It told a complete story, beginning, middle, end.
True.
Cloud had an arc, Aerith died, Sephiroth exploded in space. Job done. Roll
Yes.
But then years later, along came Square Enix, rubbing their hands together like Shimmer executives, sniffing Mako profits, ready to dig up the grave, sometimes literally, and wring the legacy dry. Suddenly, the tightly wound ambiguity of the original was being chopped up and sold for parts. Why let Cloud rest when you can turn him into a CGI action figure who broods for 93 minutes and solves problems with anime flips? Why leave Sephiroth dead when you can bring him back through clones of clones, memory
Oh
ghosts,
my
and
God.
spiritual cousins called Deep Ground that no sane person ever asked for? To many, the compilation didn't expand the story, it hollowed it out. What was once haunting became overwrought. What was poetic became pedestrian. What was beautifully vague, Cloud's trauma, Aerith's fate, even Shinra's fall, became codified, clarified, and monetized.
Yeah,
That was
monetized,
the
most important
perfect
word.
cash grab, because
Yes.
it was.
It
This
was,
a
of
distinct
course.
shift that Square Enix during the 2000s, where the artistry of storytelling took a back seat to how many SKUs can we ship this quarter. Final Fantasy
Yes, that is what the compilation is. Sickening
7
cash
wasn't
grab.
revisited out of reverence. It was strip mined for parts. Zack got a prequel, Vincent got a shooter, Cloud got 17 new belts and a motorcycle that looked like it was designed by a Hot Topic manager. And the fans, they got whiplash. Dirge of Cerberus in particular became the poster child for this backlash. A moody, half-baked shooter starring a character who was cool precisely because he was mysterious. Now starring in his very own third-person gunfest, it was like giving Silent Bob a TED Talk. The whole appeal was that he didn't say much. Now he wouldn't shut up. Meanwhile, Advent Children was beautiful but empty, like watching your favorite band reform, only to play
wasn't that
an
beautiful.
ambient jazz remix of their biggest hit while standing in the rain. It looked like Final Fantasy VII, it sounded like Final Fantasy VII, but somehow it wasn't Final Fantasy VII. And so a schism formed. On one side you had the compilation apologists, piecing together every new fragment and calling it lore. On the other, the purists, arms crossed, discs in hand, muttering it was perfect the first time. To them,
was.
Square Enix hadn't honoured the legacy. They'd slapped a brand on it and run it through a sequel sausage machine.
Yeah, they did.
As the compilation didn't just add content, it cheapened the emotional impact of the original. It turned a powerful, self-contained story about grief, identity and sacrifice into a sprawling franchise about anime boys doing backflips on motorcycles while growling cryptic nonsense into the rain. To many, Final Fantasy VII had gone from tragedy to fan service, and for those who held
True.
the original close to their hearts, it wasn't just disappointment, it was personal. Yet somehow things were only going to get worse.
Even worse? Oh yeah, remake series, I forgot.
By the 2010s, platforms like Twitter, YouTube, and Tumblr began tailoring your feed based on what you raged the most about, which in fandom terms usually meant someone calling Aerith a manipulative corpse or Tifa a gaslighting dominatrix. One
What?
angry click and suddenly your timeline was flooded with people screaming slightly louder than you about how the other side was delusional, abusive, or canonically illiterate.
People are crazy.
These echo chambers didn't just amplify, they entrenched. What had started as a silly argument over a theme park date turned into a digital war zone, filled with memes, meta essays, and grainy screenshots of Cloud's eyebrows allegedly proving his true romantic intentions. Yes, that actually happened. Meanwhile, long-term harassers began to emerge. These weren't just angry fans, these were career shippers, people who had been arguing the same point since the dial-up era, and had now evolved into full-blown engagement predators. By this point, the toxicity wasn't a weird corner of the fandom, it was baked in. And quietly, uncomfortably, even Square Enix themselves began to take notice.
No
Those
way.
who once chuckled about fans bickering over the high-wind scene now found themselves staring down tsunami waves of DMs, quote tweets, and unhinged fan petitions demanding justice, confirmation, or disturbingly often, character deaths. And if you think I'm exaggerating, allow me to present Exhibit A. Kazushige Najima, the original scenario writer for Final Fantasy VII.
Alright.
Najima, a man whose writing credits include everything from Crisis Core to Advent Children to Final Fantasy X, once made the grave mistake of posting a wholesome photo of his pet guinea pig on Twitter. Just a simple, innocent update from a man who helped define an entire generation of RPG storytelling.
Okay.
Within hours, the replies were flooded, not with cute comments or fan appreciation, but with fans demanding to know why he hadn't killed Tifa yet. According to Japanese
What?
fans chronicling the incident, Najima's replies were hijacked by angry Clariff shippers, who had somehow decided that the existence of Tifa Lockhart was an affront to all that was good and pure in the world. The guinea pig? forgotten, but fandom completely divorced from reality. This wasn't a one-off either.
Oh my God.
Remained largely silent on social media most of the time.
This is so insane.
Appearing through
So unhinged.
curated PR materials. Because who wouldn't go radio silent after posting a picture
Oh my guinea pig. Oh my God. 7 fans.
of your pets and being asked why your fictional woman murder count was still too low? And Najima wasn't alone. Other staff involved in the series, such as Motomu Toriyama, have spoken in interviews about their surprise at how feral the shipping discourse has become, noting that modern fans are far more assertive than those in the 90s. Assertive, of course, being polite Japanese corporate code for please stop emailing us death threats about the live stream. So yes, the people who work on this series, the ones who shape these characters, can't even post about their pets without being harassed by strange players who think they're defending the honor of a dead flower girl. What a time to be alive. But as crazy as some of this is, the remake will of course bring with it even more division.
Oh yeah.
By 2020, the fandom had aged like fine wine. If that wine had been left open on a radiator for 15 years and topped up occasionally with monster energy and tears. After decades of arguing, theorizing and photoshopping Cloud's facial expressions into emotional confessionals, the unthinkable happened. Final Fantasy VII Remake was real, and it was here. Fans rejoiced everywhere. Well, for about 7 minutes at least. Because while Remake brought stunning visuals, a tighter Midgar narrative, and a combat system that finally let you punch ghosts in glorious HD, it also did something far more volatile. It cracked open the shipping war all over again, like an ancient tomb that someone had specifically warned not to disturb. Rather than clarifying the love triangle,
and also butchered the story of the game.
Ambiguity. But it wasn't
Who
just the
cares
fans
about that?
tearing each other to pieces this time, it was developers themselves who became targets. The very people who made the game started getting bombarded with accusations of leading us on, betraying canon, or in a move that can only be described as emotionally deranged,
Betraying canon.
raising our childhoods. We have already
Oh,
covered
damn.
the bizarre incident online that involved a guinea pig and Nojima, but this was the tip of the iceberg. Cody Christian, the new voice of Cloud, had the audacity to mention that maybe, not definitely, just maybe, not every single emotional interaction needs to be overtly sexualized. This predictably caused a meltdown.
Oh,
One side
no.
accused him of suppressing representation, the other called him a fake fan. Some fans were so angry you'd think he'd cancelled
Christmas.
Christmas.
Oh, I was just kidding. I didn't know that he.
The mistake of trying to calm everyone down, suggesting
I didn't pre-watch this.
that they were all a family and we should maybe not destroy each other over shipping drama. Naturally, this went down about as well as telling a bar fight to stop mid-bottle swing because we're all mates here. The sheer emotional energy radiated during the remake period could have powered Midgar for a decade, and yet no one seemed happy. Not really, because the truth is, Remake wasn't designed to end an argument. It was designed to preserve it, like a carefully bottled storm shaken and re-released for a new generation. But of course the retardation that surrounded the shipping debate was just a small fraction of anger that existed in the splintered Final Fantasy VII fandom. So let's dig even deeper. Many fans of the original Final Fantasy VII were angry that Final Fantasy VII Remake even existed. And not in the fun I'm going to post about this on Game FAQs kind of way.
Bro, I'm gonna make a video, I said.
Betrayed, pacing around the room angry. To them, the remake wasn't a celebration of a beloved classic. It was a Trojan horse stuffed with Kingdom Hearts logic, anime nonsense, and an entirely new plot that nobody had asked for.
True.
Part of the outrage was a simple fact. Final Fantasy VII Remake wasn't actually a remake.
It was a sequel.
It was a reinvention. A meta sequel.
No, it was a, yes.
What started
There you
as a
go.
faithful reimagining of the 1997 classic eventually swerved hard into fourth wall-breaking territory, introducing time-traveling ghost wraiths known as Whispers, who exist solely to preserve destiny. This twist confused and infuriated many players who just wanted a shinier version of the game they loved. Not a philosophical debate on determinism wrapped in Nomura's usual cryptic riddles. Pacing also became a major sticking point. The original game blasted through Midgar in 5 hours. Remake stretched it into a 40-hour odyssey, padded with side quests, busy work, and the occasional help the orphans find their missing cat diversion. What was once a tight, gritty opening act became a bloated, overproduced tour of Sector 7's least interesting alleyways. For some, it was rich world building. For others, it felt like Square Enix was stalling for time while preparing the next £60 installment.
It wasn't.
Combat was another divisive topic. The turn-based purists weren't exactly thrilled to discover that the traditional ATB system had been replaced with flashy, real-time action, complete with slow-motion menus and character swapping. While some praised the hybrid approach, others felt that Remake had abandoned the strategic depth and pacing that defined the original. Suddenly, it wasn't about careful planning. It was about dodging at the right time and hoping your AI companions didn't fall asleep during boss fights. Even Cloud's character came under scrutiny. In the original, his personality was cold, standoffish, and emotionally distant, a facade that slowly unraveled over time. But in Remake, many felt Cloud was
Was what?
far too sociable, too flirty, too charming. Instead of watching a broken man slowly open up, players were treated to a surprisingly well-adjusted himbo, doing squats with gym bros, while Aerith swooned in the background. Character development, more like character acceleration. Then there was the tone. Remake was, for a lack of a better word, extremely anime. Over-the-top scenes, slow-motion acrobatics, cackling villains on motorbikes. Many fans found it jarring when compared to the grittier tone of the original. One standout example, the introduction of Roach, a one-off motorcycle rival.
I hate Roach so much.
Rejected My Hero Academia villain. Cool in theory.
Do not insult My Hero Academia.
Perhaps the biggest punch to the gut for old-school fans was the realization that this game was only part one. Our Square Enix's well-earned reputation for squeezing every last drop out of a franchise.
That's right.
Gacha games, deluxe editions, or DLC costumes. Many fans assumed this trilogy would end up costing them hundreds just to see the end
Thousands of dollars.
back in 1997. Worse still, the remake leaned heavily on outside lore. Understanding who Zack Fair was, why he mattered, or what on earth was going on in that ending scene often required playing Crisis Core, as well as reading obscure novellas or scouring fans' translated interviews from 2006. To the uninitiated, it felt less like a standalone game and more like homework. All in all, Final Fantasy VII Remake managed to upset a hell of a lot of people.
Yeah, including me.
Shippers, combat purists, story lovers, and even casual fans. Every player enchanted by its visual
I'm pissed off.
there was another left bewildered,
I'm so pissed off, you know?
And as we now know, with Rebirth, the rabbit hole only gets deeper.
I am
If
pissed
Final
off.
Fantasy VII Remake was divisive opening salvo, then Rebirth was
Are you as pissed off as I am?
into the fandom.
Please tell me you're pissed off.
Psyche. Square Enix promised an epic continuation, grander in
Hold
scope.
on, I have to... boom.
Expedition 67. We're out of explosives, but we've made enough holes in this place to reach that giant woman in the center. But something weird's going on. Everyone's been swept up in...
I am a purist, of course. I'm a storyteller lover. And I'm also, you know, I'm all of these things.
Empathic distress, I think she called it. Like her mind is flooding the area with her thoughts.
Imagine if they did a shitty compilation of Expedition 33. Ooh, that would be a nightmare. You know what I mean? Okay, let's continue with this. I am pissed off
Deeper in
though.
emotion and truer to the original. And to their credit, it was bigger. There were open zones, chocobo wrangling, mini games galore, and more lore than you could shake a Buster Sword at. But for many fans, Rebirth didn't fix the problems. It
Yeah.
amplified them.
True.
The story, for one, managed to get even more abstract. If players were baffled by the whispers of fate in Remake, Rebirth cranked the metaphysics up to 11.
Oh
You're
no.
now dealing with time travel implications, alternate timelines, multiverse doppelgangers, and characters who may or may not be dead, depending on how many JPEG in the plot. Rebirth danced gleefully into ambiguity and dared you to keep up. One of
Oh,
the
no.
most contentious plot twists was the return of Zack Fair. In the original canon, Zack's tragic death gave Cloud's entire identity arc its emotional weight.
Yeah.
In Rebirth, Zack is alive, kind of, somewhere, and in a different timeline.
Oh my god.
Possibly also a hallucination. His reappearance is barely explained and left deliberately vague, leading many fans to accuse the developers of undermining one of the most powerful moments in Final Fantasy history just to yank a few tears out of unsuspected players.
I know.
Then there's the heiress
That's
problem.
shitty.
For over 2 decades, fans braced themselves to relive her iconic death, the moment that cemented the original game's emotional legacy. But Rebirth couldn't leave well enough alone. Instead of committing to her fate, the game delivers a surreal half-death sequence wrapped in metaphysical confusion. Is she alive, dead, dreaming, time-looped? Nobody knows. What should have been a gut punch became a blurry narrative shrug. You had one job.
Oh my god.
Line. Just kill her properly. The expanded world also became a point of contention.
You're not pissed off? How can you not be pissed off? Hold on, let's fight with the boss, okay? I am so pissed off. And nobody's here to witness my pissed off at this. You know? But you are. They are here to see me at my most pissy and whiny. Le soir, vol de bongelo le bas. Hold on. Whoa. Look at him, handsome boy. Look at him, handsome girl. FPS just plummeted for some reason. You never played FF7? You've never seen me play it on stream? Do I have to replay FF7 just for you? With dramatic reading of all the text? Maman, papa! Je l'aime, elle toi. Je la pose sur Gustave. Husband and girl. Je l'aime à toi. We should play the original. Taking up my weapons. Wait, the fight already started? The hell?
Let's push forward.
La la ba ba ba. Uh-oh.
I'll do it.
Okay, we try again, okay? La 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 la. I don't know why the computers are struggling so much today. Is it because it's so hot? Should I turn on the anticlimactic thing? Hold on, I'll be right back. Don't go, okay? You are my only viewer right now. You are my only hope. And even Greater Rain has betrayed me, you know? Really, Greater Rain watches. But Greater Rain is like, screw you, you know? Hold on. Hold on! I'm gonna turn on the thing. What? There. hell is going on? The hell is going on? I don't see the pilot. This is the wrong. Oh, I see it now. Okay, let's turn it on. Wait, what's the. Oh. Okay, everything will cool down soon, okay? Because I turned on the app. You're just probably just sleeping? Sleeping? No way. That cannot be. Where is Dr. Jones, by the way? Have you seen Dr. Jones? Dr. Jones has been like avoiding me. Oh! My speaker fell apart and I just bought it recently and I'm pissed, you know? It all falls apart. And it started with the speaker headphone thing. Oh, it's 7 a.m. It is? Yeah, but Dr. Jones still has been avoiding me. Dr. Jones refuses to play Resident Evil 6 with me. You know? You know how that feels? Ah, no. Wait! The performance did improve of things, I guess. Maybe it was too hard. Why do you have to get up? Is it because you're such a big fan of my streams? Do you like Lucy Haze's singing? Lucy has a great singing voice, right? Whoa, look at that. Bam! Yeah, you... I almost said a bad word. Montesquieu!
I'm ready.
Ah! Ah! Ah, oh. Woo! Come on! Ah, get it? Big Shen? Die! Oh yeah! J'aimerais toi! Boom, boom, boom. Striking storm. Look at me. Look at this. I'm writing an article, you know? 2 articles, actually. Oh, have I mentioned that the person that I recently interviewed, her apartment was completely destroyed in recent... It's crazy how Russia keeps targeting the same locations. Like, this has to be a thing. Like, I keep hearing that the same regions in Kyiv get hit time and time again. This cannot be a coincidence.
Lightning strike.
Incoming.
How am I supposed to know how to parry this? You ugly beach. Damn. Where's the... You know what? Up.
Watch out, my owl.
Mael? What the fuck? I should have, you know, parried this. Parry it. Je le mets toi. Damn. Whoa. Whoa. Yeah, I agree, beach. What the fuck? How did I not, you know, perfectly parry it? Aha! Die! Monsieur? Aha! Oh, ho, ho, ho. I did it!
I'm ready.
Aha! You will not charm me, you wussy pussy! Shall fall upon the buffer. Whoa! Uh-oh. I'll have to mess up one, I guess. Whoa! Bam! Um, uh,
Let's dance.
oh no, no, no! Not them, not the victims. Oh, bosh. No! Died again. I will get it, don't worry. At some point, right? I need my cheer squad. I have no Europeans watching stream. Where is Vladimir? Boom, boom, boom. Hold on. Also, I'll spoil something that you probably didn't know. Fake Alec Cal Parker is working on a fan fiction. You got the scoop here.
My owl.
Yeah. Why do I always carry half the stuff? Hello. Thank you, Creeper.
Verso.
I have to. Uh-oh.
Lunig, watch out.
Another. Boom. Finesse and grace. Fill up my embrace. Oh.
I'll do it.
Down. You know.
Oh, Barry!
Thank you for the tier 1. Even though I'm dying. I watched some Riverboat Jacques today. He was like talking about some guy who was saying that everything's too woke, but also not woken up. It was weird. It was a weird video. Oh. Whoa. Okay, I have to learn how to parry this one because this is like my Achilles heel. You know what an Achilles heel is? Achilles heel is the heel of Achilles, as the name implies. The heel of Achilles heel. Yeah. Crazy guy. Oh, you watched it as well? I have heard about this, yeah. How can this be? He's such a perfect guy. Who of you does not have a Nazi tattoo or whatever?
A storm is coming.
How can it be cooked? He was my hero. He was my father. He was my mother. He was my husband. How can this be? I don't get it.
Careful now.
Who will step up in his stead? Who will be the hero that we need and deserve? Yeah. Destiny is my primary husband. Everybody else is my like secondary husband. Flatner was my I don't know, lesser husband. Aha! I did it! Now what? Mom Dani and IOC are not my husbands. Okay. If that was in, relation to the topic at hand. It is worrying because Mom Dani has endorsed all the horrible people on Ukraine.
Take cover! Danger!
Boom!
I've lived through worse.
Never meet your heroes. Yeah. But always meet your husbands. Wait, joke's on me, I've never met my husband. I'll never meet Mr. Bonelli, actually. Very weird marriage, that one is. What the fuck? I just died. What the hell is happening? I thought I had this. Don't I have this? How could I have never met my husband? This is weird. How did the marriage even happen? It happened off screen. It all happened off screen, off panel. Even unbeknownst to me. Which is, you know what I mean? We consummated the marriage by playing the League of Legends game.
Quake in fear.
Na na na, pa pa na pa pa. Bam! Voila! Ah. Finesse and has. Boom. What the hell?
Let's push forward. Let's finish this.
Merci.
La 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 la. You know what I mean? What the fuck? Come on. I have to learn the parry cycle for this one because this is just ridiculous. This is ridiculous. More ridiculous than that time when I.
Ready to parry.
You're outmatched.
Whoa.
Quake in fear.
Luna, careful. Get ready.
Oh.
Luna, careful. We're doing this now, alright? Do you see how I own this beach's ass? Do you see how I own this beach? Isn't that great? Should we watch a drama thing later so that I can get a segment? Hold on. Some stupid person. Has somebody made a crazy video lately? Do you know of anybody? Matt Welsh? Glare Blight? Any of those people? What the? I still don't get this. I still don't get this parry. I suck. Donkey balls, as they say. And that's not a nice feeling. Trust me. Chat, I wish to speak to you. I wish to speak to you very one-to-one, but you do not wish to speak to me. What happened?
Critical hits deal 50% more damage, by the way. Just learned this from the game. You know? Montesquieu. Okay, let's do this. Oh, I was supposed to do this now. How am I not doing this?
Target marked.
Quake in fear.
Watch out.
I am watching out. What the hell? How am I? Oh, yeah. We should watch a video from some crazy person. And mug them for the illiteracy. Uh-oh. Believe it or not, I actually liked Mr. President's video on The Boys. I like Mr. President's complaining on why Homelander was killed, actually. Can you believe this? Hold on, where's the phone? I have to check something on the phone. Oh my god, I wanted to check something on the phone, but I cannot find the phone. Isn't it sad a bit? What is this? Oh! Want me to learn how to make a music with beatbox? Have you ever heard of beatbox? Have you heard of the beatbox? I want to check some data stats. President Sunday has released a video on something liberals are bad. If I remember correctly. Politics is not chess. 6.7k views. Could not believe this. Vosh. Oh my god, it's Vosh. Hey, let's try Batu. God, I hate the AI thumbnails. Holy crap. Oh my god, people are starting to use AI for thumbnails and it's so obvious. It could not be more obvious, okay? When people use AI for their thumbnails. It's painfully obvious. It hurts my soul when I see that.
Get ready.
Like, there is a way AI draws anger that is so AI. You see it immediately when you see it, okay? There's a very AI way of drawing an angry face. It's bizarre. It's uncanny.
Let's dance. On me.
What the fuck? Why do I suck so much? I should be a pro gamer.
Let the ink flow.
They die again.
You died again, yeah.
Disaster expedition.
Oh yeah. Disaster expedition, eh? Aha. Ah.
Shut. I'm back.
Not for long.
Ready to parry.
Finally. I've done what had to be done. What?
Let us stain them.
No fucking...
Born once more. Careful now.
Woo!
Skills.
Oh well.
Ready to parry.
Cut him down. Time to strike.
The elements dance.
Dance, dance, dance. Wookie Dale Valagay. Dance, elements. Dance. We'll parry now. Okay, okay, okay. It's not a total disaster. I parried some of it.
I'll manage. Let's go again.
What the hell? What? Lucy? Come on. What is wrong with you, Lucy? Hazard? Uh-oh. Typhoon Mayhem.
Prepare to meet
Oh. We have to fight.
Ready to evade.
I'm thinking of bringing in Team B, actually. What the hell? I start getting better at it? Yeah, hopefully. I cannot be bad forever, right? Or can I? Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Foolish
Okay.
move.
It worked!
My, what a lovely feat.
Oh my god. I'm so pissed off. Can you believe? Can you believe what just happened? Oh my god. I got charmed by this charm thing. Oh my god. Okay, we will do this. This round, I clear the fight, okay? Some Gestrels and Neverons are gay couples. Oh, I did not know them. Well, let's live and learn. Yes, yes, yes. They're ready.
Watch out, my owl.
Alright, let's do this. I'm gonna pour myself some Pepsi and I'm gonna, you know what I mean? And then we're gonna, as a treat, watch a crappy video of a crappy person because we all like that somehow.
Chrome is flowing.
Cope? Copay? No! There is no Copay in my words. There is only Hopay.
Quake in fear. Ready to evade.
Look, I'm gonna do this now. Look, look, look. Bam. 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 Got him.
Careful, my L.
Look, look, look. My L. Whoa. Oh. Yeah, just like that. Just like that. Die, you bitch. Yeah. La, la, la. Who are you? You horse. Whoa. Oh. I cannot believe this. I'm so pissed off now. God. Will we beat this today? Like, I cannot believe. Why am I wasting so much time on this one fight? I cannot believe this. I thought I was an expert at this game. I thought I was a maestro. I thought I was like Jenkins, you know? You know Jenkins? Je l'aimais toi. I always miss the first hit. Okay, don't worry about it, Cecile. Where's Derek?
Chrome is flowing. Quake in fear.
Watch out.
Okay, I have to focus up. I said I have to focus up.
Ready to parry.
Alright, we're focusing up.
I'll do it.
Ready to strike.
Uh, Oh my god.
Not giving up. Not leaving you behind.
Yeah.
The expedition's not over.
Ah.
I think I'll improvise.
Alright.
Don't die next time.
Shut up. Verso, you're a perv. You're a sick man.
I'm ready. Prepare to meet your end.
Time to end this.
Whoa, Verso, come on. What the fuck? How does the timing work for this crappy move?
Sweet taste of battle.
Agile.
Not today.
Oh my gosh.
My cup is full. Having a bit too much fun, eh?
Look out.
What the? I have to go to the toilet. I'll be right back. I almost won as well. This is so not fair. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, ay, ay. This is not fair. I said I'm ready to beat this time, okay? I went to the toilet and I flushed out all the negativity. Okay, I flushed out all the lack of skills. Alright, I flushed out all the laziness. I need to get disciplined. Okay? I need to be like a watermelon. Full of water. God, I want watermelon now. Oh.
Watch out.
Look in watermelon mode. Yeah, exactly. Hold on.
The storm is coming.
Watermelon.
Ready to pound. Lune, watch out.
Let's do this. Mes amis.
Brace yourself.
They're coming. The evil bitches. Woo! I have to parry. I have no choice. Parry. Screw it. I'll just dodge. I'll swallow my pride and just dodge, okay? I almost sometimes forget that that's even an option, to just dodge instead of parrying everything. You know?
Lightning. Strike.
And that actually dodging is much easier than parrying.
Okay.
Joke's on you, I'm immune. I'm immune to being charmed.
Careful, my elbow.
This one I will actually parry.
Now.
Prepare to meet your end.
Bring it on.
Brace yourself.
Je vais dans la soie.
Let's spill some ink. Finesse and precision.
I think I'll improvise.
On me.
My god. There we go.
Parry it.
And just like that, we can win now.
I'll manage. Ready to strike.
Just like that, our chances have increased.
Okay.
What is happening? Oh, those beaches. I will dodge them as well, or try. I will dodge them or die trying. I promised myself that I would dodge, but I still tried parrying. It's an instinct, okay? I'm stubborn. Even when I promise not to parry, I try to parry.
Born once more. Bring it on.
Bring on!
I'll do it.
Well, she died. Even if she died by me dying. Enjoy the cutscene. Yeah. Why is Luna immune? A win is a win. Yeah. We. Um, back at camp. Yeah, we locked them in camp. They win and we lock them in camp. That's evil.
Me? You want me to give it to you?
Why?
Yes, my daughter. Because this faceless guy is your dad. There you go. That's why.
That was... I saw... What happened? I saw... It was... Renoir?
I used to see him in my nightmares too. It can be quite traumatizing.
Yeah, this is the real Renoir, not the not painted one. Your real dad. There you go. Daddy issues. I don't know why I laughed, but you know. Check up on others. Hello. Mademoiselle. Mademoiselle.
Do you mind if I play here?
Yeah, I actually do mind very much. Are you gonna summon a whole piano? No way. What? The fuck? He can just do that? They can just do that? Maybe if he doesn't want her to force him to play at the end of the game, he should not have played for her to begin with. Has he considered that maybe he is fucking himself over here? Hmm. Maybe you don't want to die after all, Verso. Look how fun it is to play the pianissimo.
What song was that? I feel like I know it.
Yes, an old song I used to play to my sister.
Can you play another?
Sure. We have all night. Okay, ready?
Are you ready?
I am ready. I will need a bit of space. All right. Esky, you ready?
Aww. That was a really Jalamereswa moment. You agree? Don't you think that was a very Jalamereswa moment? Oh wait, before we continue with the moments that are very Jalamereswa, let's try to upgrade our stuff. Was nobody here touched by the Jalamereswa moment? Nobody's like, whoa, that was maybe not sexy, but that was very intriguing. Let's upgrade our weapons for once. For once in our life. No, wrong option. Okay, let's upgrade our sword. Maer, it's your turn. Medalum. Okay, let's upgrade it. Holy moly, do you see this? Are you impressed? Dualissimo. Whoa. Why is it so weak though? Alright. That was hot. Now we can do this. Go right in the journal of Gustave Apprentices. She spent some time reading Gustave's journal to honor his memory. She writes about how puissant and incredible the accents are, bigger than mountains. She hopes Gustave's apprentices will read the journal someday. Malel heads back. Remember the current objective. Okay, let's talk to Mael. No, this is
One
this,
down.
yeah.
To go.
And the next one is weaker.
I want to have sex with you. No. Very hot. Are we gonna have sex now?
Here to make amends for your terrible story.
Yeah.
I'll be
By
honest,
boinking
I
you.
didn't expect things to get so deep so fast.
I could tell. I'm not really sure you're up to the challenge.
Oh, I can keep up. In fact, I'm here to offer a story.
A good one this time?
Yes. Well, you said I'm vain.
No, you said you're vain.
Would a vain person keep this scar? I could heal it, but I don't.
Oh? Why is that?
Because it's sexy and hot. Because people love men with scars. That's why.
It's a reminder of the price I paid to stand on my own 2 feet. But it meant walking away from people I cared about. So, there you have it.
Where's the scar even?
Personal.
Where's the scar? It's covered in blood.
I feel like there's more to this story. It's probably not a coincidence then that Renoir has a similar scar.
We noticed that.
You noticed that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We disagreed on pretty much everything. Tactics, goals, what lines we wouldn't cross. I had to walk away, but he was resistant.
You fought.
It was the first time we ever raised a hand against the other.
If you can control your healing, that means Renoir can too. And he made the same choice as you. Interesting.
Oh, I never thought of it that way. But, you're right. So, dark and personal enough for you?
No. That's the tip of the iceberg. Tell me more, you bastard. And then we can sleep together.
It was worthy.
Worthy of the story of that scar on your stomach.
Well, we all have scars that won't heal, don't we?
Deep.
That's a story for another time.
It's called the special birth method.
I know. That's the real reason I keep them.
I knew it.
Oh, we haven't slept yet. Whatever. Next time. Next time we bond. I mark my words. Next time we bond. Lune, do we boink?
You were right.
About?
Me wanting to boink you.
The odds of killing axons. Close, but not zero.
Not zero.
Wait, are we gonna spend some time?
The odds of killing...
Not zero.
Oh god.
You have nightmares too. About Renoir.
Yeah. He's... hard to shake.
Yeah.
You want to spend time with my L? Oh yeah.
In Lumiere, did your parents choose your name?
Yeah, I guess. Why?
Mael means chief and prince, or, I guess, princess.
What are you talking about?
The meaning behind your name.
Oh. What made you think of that?
You said you were an unwelcome surprise. But I think even though your birth was unexpected, it was still celebrated. Your name shows how your parents felt about you. What kind of life they dreamed for you.
Chief. Guess they had bigger dreams for me than I ever did.
Yeah.
Why? What did you dream of?
I didn't.
You must have wanted something for the future.
No. All I wanted back then was to leave Lumiere and see some of the world before I gommaged.
Well, you've certainly done that. What do you dream of now?
I don't know. Still figuring that out. What about you, though? What do you want?
I want to die.
What do I want? I guess I'm still figuring that out too.
No, you're not. You want to die, you bastard. You ugly bastard.
Well, what did you used to want?
To die.
Music.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before the fracture, I studied piano at the conservatory.
We just did the scene with the piano. Dude.
I loved it. I really miss performing at the concert hall. When the lights dim and the room is hushed and the first notes echo through the chamber.
Well, she gave you the chance to do it in the ending, and you hated it.
I can just lose myself and feel the music through my fingers every time I play. It feels like my heart's about to break from the beauty of the notes.
That's lovely.
I miss that a lot.
Maybe when this is over, we can fix up the opera house and you can perform for us.
Yeah, but he hates that idea, so...
It would be my pleasure.
No, it wouldn't, you liar. We saw how that panned out, okay? In the mile ending.
And don't worry, I'll make sure the room is packed. I'll put up posters everywhere in town.
Foreshadowing.
Oh, no pressure, huh? All right. I guess I'd better start practicing.
Oh, man. That is so depressing. If you know how it ends. And we all know how it ends, so, you know. That's a really good attack, by the way. Phoenix Flame.
Seems you were right about these expeditioners. A most impressive group.
They've grown on you, haven't they?
Maybe.
They have.
You want to spend time with Monoko? Oh yeah. You're my date, Monoko. We're going to Boink.
Minoko, let me cut your hair.
Why would I be foolish enough to do that?
Just a trim. You look like an overgrown mop.
I beg your pardon. Have you looked in the mirror lately?
Yeah, my hair is impeccable.
Yes, my hair is impeccable. Stop being grumpy. Come on, let's give you some style.
You first, then.
Fine.
Actually, that does look nice. Okay, I'm in. Style away.
Oh my god.
Ooh, yes, indeed. This is quite fetching.
Great. We're twins.
I meant style away. Style away. No, it's really great. Let's spend some time with Esquier.
I recognize that look. What's got you so grumpy?
Those jellyfishes.
What about them? Are you jealous? Why?
I'm supposed to fly too.
Maybe stop losing your rocks then. How do you lose them anyway? Don't you swallow the rocks?
Sometimes I love too hard. I can't control myself and...
Okay, yeah, I see. It's hard to control.
Wait, can't I spend time?
What about them? Are you jealous?
I'm supposed to...
Maybe stop.
Sometime.
Okay.
Oh, come on. Why can't I spend time with my friends?
About?
The odds of killing Axons.
Not 0.
Ah, that's so sad and disappointing, you know? So I have to go back to that dungeon and get the items that I couldn't get before. How are you doing, by the way? You who are still, hopefully, maybe here. Alright. We spent some time with my friends. Whoa, the Faith Island. Look at this. It's a mask island. Is that where I'm supposed to go next? The Faith Island? Is that what's supposed to happen next? Should I face my demons? Get it? Face my... Oh, you don't get it. You don't understand my humor, do you? Wait. There's something there. Do I have to fly to get in here? Wait, we have to go back to the dungeon. Because I didn't get all the items that I could get. I don't even know how to get all the items, to be honest with you. I don't even know where to begin gathering all the items. Oh yeah, I should get something to eat, maybe. I should not eat for days on end. That's not healthy, is it? Is it not healthy to not eat for days on end? Or do you think that is just normal? Yeah. Should I get a burger or something? You know what I should get? A cheeseburger. And fries. Oh god, fries. Cheeseburger and fries. That sounds lovely right now. But we should react to a video so that I can, you know, appreciate the silliness. Don't you think? We should react to some dumbass. I think. Maybe. Don't you agree? I think we should react to some dumbass. Is everything okay with those posters? God, I did a lot of work yesterday. Got so much work done that I feel I should do even more today. Are you saying I shouldn't get a burger? The controller is spazzing out. Whoa! Why is the controller malfunctioning? I should somehow gain a new controller, you know? That would be such a saving thing in my life. You know what I mean? Look, I miss because the controller is just spazzing out. Because it cannot stay still. I got drift in both sticks. What the fuck? Oh. I hate this. Can I play the game? This is so infuriating. It's like I'm drunk, but I'm not. You know?
Let's carve a path.
A storm is coming.
It's okay, I overcome it with raw damage. So it's okay. It's all good. We've overcome it with sheer wit and gut. With the power of our imagination. Okay, let's do the anti-charm. We will do for... What is this? Oh. But I want the auto regen. How does that sound? Oh my gosh, I can use some cool stuff. Healing parry maybe. No, something better. That sounds good to me. Oh wow. Okay, Verso, what can you do? Oh, I like that. Also, let's see. Okay, let's continue watching the FF7 video.
Looked lovely, many fans found them bloated and padded. Repetitive fetch quests,
Yeah.
games that overstayed their welcome.
Oh, yeah.
Bizarre tonal swings. 1 minute you're reflecting on trauma, the next you're catching frogs, creating a sense of dissonance.
Oh,
What was
yeah.
once a tight, emotionally focused story now felt like a bloated JRPG checklist with a plot occasionally woven in between chocobo time trials. And then we come to perhaps the most radioactive core of the entire Final Fantasy VII Rebirth fallout, the romance. To say that Rebirth reimagined the shipping wars would be an understatement. Because while the original game flirted with ambiguity, Rebirth was seen by many as finally tilting the scale hard in Tifa's favour. And this was the moment everything caught fire. For years, the Clarith camp had clung to emotional moments, wistful dialogue, and the tragic beauty of lost love. They argued that Aerith was Cloud's spiritual equal, the one who saw through his false persona, brought
Uh-oh.
his humility, and shared a bond forged in both life and death. But in Rebirth, Aerith's connection to Cloud, while still present, often felt ethereal and cryptic, less romantic, more prophetic. She speaks in riddles, seems to sense events from alternate timelines, and increasingly behaves like someone who knows she's doomed. Meanwhile, Tifa got screen time. Real, grounded, emotionally rich screen time. Their interactions weren't drenched in metaphor. They were based in shared history, physical closeness, and awkward tension that culminated in that scene at the inn in Gongaga. The infamous did you or didn't you moment, delivered with just enough ambiguity to keep plausible deniability intact, but with very obvious romantic subtext, which sent Clotty shippers into raptures and Clarifs into a collective meltdown. Across Reddit, Twitter, Tumblr, and the dark corners of fandom Discord servers, accusations began flying. People claimed that Square Enix had rewritten canon, that they were pandering to Clotty shippers. One post even declared that Tifa was a narrative distraction, dragging Cloud away from his true soulmate. Because clearly the only thing standing between Cloud and spiritual transcendence is a girl who gives him a place to live and makes sure he eats vegetables. The sheer volume of outrage was astonishing. Essays were written, fan theories dissected line by line. Developers were atted on social media with demands for justice. And of course, Najima's guinea pigs were probably hiding in terror again, waiting for the next wave of romantic death threats. But perhaps the most enduring source of frustration with these new games has been the creeping fear that the trilogy still has no direction. Part 3 hasn't been named, dated, or clearly scoped.
Okay, it has been now. We've seen the trailer. So that's not very outdated video.
Are beginning to suspect they get none. Instead of a satisfying finale, there's a lingering dread that the final part will deliver more ambiguity, more lore dumps, and more digital shoulder shrugs. In the end, Rebirth didn't just fail to silence the critics, it supercharged them. For every fan who fell in love all over again, another walked away confused, disappointed, and mildly traumatized by a piano playing minigame. And the worst part, most of us are still going to buy part 3 anyway, because like Cloud, we're emotionally broken and don't know how to walk away. However, that won't prevent many from continuing to be abusive online. In January 2025, Square Enix dropped the corporate equivalent of a tactical nuke, the Group Customer Harassment Policy. And this wasn't a fluffy PR gesture. This was a legal declaration that said, more or less, if Final Fantasy VII fans continue to abuse our staff, we'll take your games and go home. That's right, the new policy gives Square Enix the explicit right to deny service to fans who cross the line. If you harass an employee, no support. Send demands for character deaths on Twitter, forget your collector's edition. Bothered someone about affection points? Congratulations, you can go play something else. What's crazier is that this isn't just an empty threat. It's the first time in gaming history that a major publisher has implemented a policy like this. Not to protect DRM, not to punish piracy, but to defend their own employees from their own customers. That's how far things have gone.
Oh my god.
Schoolyard bickering has escalated into a corporate...
This is insane.
Final Fantasy VII, a game once known for revolutionizing the RPG genre, had made history again. This time for prompting a restraining order against its own fandom.
Really?
And the message from Square Enix is clear. This is no longer up for debate. At this point, you might be wondering, why is it only Final Fantasy VII
You like Tifa?
utterly deranged? After all, every Final Fantasy has had its critics. Final Fantasy XIII was dragged for being a hallway simulator, with characters who monologue too much and battles that allegedly played themselves. But even at its peak,
No, that's 12. 12 is the one that played itself.
Lightning's romantic future. Final Fantasy XVI, which dared to go full Devil May Cry with swords, summons, and political throat-slitting, has had its share of backlash. Too Western, some cried. Not Final Fantasy enough. But you'll notice something important. No one is trying to cancel Clive's love life on Twitter. There's grumblings for sure, but not trench warfare. So what is it about 7 that turns its fandom into a war zone? The answer, tragically, is everything. Unlike other entries that wrap up neatly, or at least try to, Final Fantasy VII leaves cavernous gaps for players to interpret, or more often, fill with industrial-grade fanon and weaponized emotional investment. It's like Square said, let's give them just enough to go insane, but not enough to ever resolve it. Then there's the early internet factor. Final Fantasy VII dropped at the exact moment forums, fanfiction.net, and GeoCity sites were becoming the lifeblood of fandoms. It wasn't just a game, it was the game people built their first online identity around. While other Final Fantasies had fan communities, Final Fantasy VII had Weebrings. And if you don't know what a Weebring is, congratulations, you've already lived a better life than some of us. Add in the transmedia nightmare that was the compilation of Final Fantasy VII, instead of resolving anything, Square Enix spent over a decade releasing spin-offs that contradicted each other like drunk historians. Villains resurrected, timelines blurred, emotional payoffs felt like they were written by 3 separate writers locked in different broom cupboards. Every new release became another ammunition drop in the shipping war, proof finally that your headcanon was gospel and everyone else was an idiot with bad taste. And finally, the kicker, parasocial identity fusion. For many fans,
Insane.
Cloud isn't just a character, they are Cloud. His romantic
What?
fate isn't just a story flavor, it's personal validation. Some players see themselves as co-authors, and when the real authors deviate from their vision, it doesn't feel like storytelling to them, it feels like betrayal. So yes, other Final Fantasy games have had drama, criticism, and the occasional tactical backlash, but Final Fantasy VII has something far more combustible, a perfect storm of vague storytelling, formative nostalgia, internet-age tribalism, and deep psychological protection. In short, it was never just about who Cloud loved, it was about who fans needed him to love. Because once a story becomes part of your identity, disagreement doesn't feel like discussion,
Yeah, it's so
it feels
depressing.
like an attack. So what have we learned? That fandoms can be a beautiful thing, a community built around shared
Learned
joy,
nothing.
speculation, and pixelated nostalgia. But it can also mutate, become something brittle, obsessive, even dangerous. In a way, the Final Fantasy VII fandom became a mirror of a game itself. Fragmented, conflicted, haunted by ghosts of the past. Some players became heroes, some became villains, and some just wanted to ride the gondola in peace without being told their OTP is canonically bankrupt. But here's the truth, you don't need to win a shipping war to love a story, you don't need to send death threats to protect your childhood. And if your emotional investment in a fictional romance ends with a developer posting a guinea pig and receiving threats in response, then somewhere along the way you became a retard.
Uh-oh, retard alert! Retard alert!
Now it goes without saying, but let's say it anyway, especially for the people wailing into their Aerith body pillows. The remake trilogy is not to everyone's taste. Some find the narrative changes infuriating, others think the pacing is all wrong, and a not insignificant portion of the fan base would rather get hit with a braver to the teeth than play another minute of frog chasing side quests. And that's fine. Quite frankly, I for one would still rather have the remake trilogy than not. Yes, it's messy, yes, it's occasionally maddening, yes, Nomura probably needs to be locked in a room with a whiteboard and a timeline consultant, but it's also ambitious, beautifully made, and packed with fun moments. If you're willing to accept that it's not a one-for-one retelling of the game you fell in love with at age 13.
I mean, it's a sequel, so of course it's not.
The original Final Fantasy VII still exists, untouched, unbothered, sitting there in its chunky, low poly glory, ready to be replayed, reappreciated, and modded into oblivion. If you hate what Square Enix is doing now, nothing's stopping you from booting up the 1997 version and reminding yourself why it became a classic in the first place. So no, the remake trilogy hasn't ruined Final Fantasy VII. It's just given us something else to fight about. And if we're being honest, wasn't that always part of the charm anyway? But remember, no matter which camp you one thing we can all agree on is that cheap games are absolutely brilliant. And through my links down below, you can get
No, I like expensive games.
From the original Final Fantasy VII to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, there are deals on every Final Fantasy you can imagine, plus a ton of modern hits like Expedition 33 if you fancy something turn-based but fresh. Click the link in the pinned comment and save yourself some gil. After all, it's the one timeline where you do get rewards for your choices. Happy gaming and cheerio.
Oh boy. That was sexy, wasn't it? Oh yeah, fandoms are the worst. Jess comes in with some hot BS. Okay, I want to hear the hot BS.
What are you calling about? All right, coming up is
Wait, what?
Jesse from Massachusetts. Jesse from Massachusetts.
What happened, Jesse from Massachusetts?
Jesse, if you can hear me, please provide me with your age and pronouns.
My name is 57 and I'm pronoun years old. I mean, yeah. Yeah. Is it buffering?
Hi, Jovan. Age
How? What? How old?
39, pronouns he, him.
Oh God, that was easy. I didn't expect that. That caught me off guard, actually.
Jesse, what were you calling to talk about today?
Crazy. I thought you would say that he doesn't use pronouns. Something.
Well, I'd like to discuss.
Yeah? Yeah? Is it buffering? What the hell?
Is a systemic sexism.
Whoa. Holy moly, what? Against who?
And then it leads to your topic of systemic racism.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, what about systemic sexism?
Oh, there's something here.
I did some
research.
And apparently only.
Apparently it's all fake. According to my made-up research.
6 to 7% of prison population is women.
Wait, what? Am I in buffering hell or something?
Okay. What does that matter?
Wait, I'm not? Is this person just so slow? Or is it a combination of...
Represent about 49. To 51% of the global population.
Oh, I am in buffering hell. My apologies.
And I was curious what you thought the reason was as to why there was such a small percentage of the prison population.
Because men have a monopoly on violence, so they tend to be the ones committing violent acts more.
Okay, so men generally commit violent acts more. Therefore,
yes,
they're more likely to be in prison.
Because men have monopolized violence more, yeah.
Okay, I would agree with you.
Okay.
Now, that would lead to the switch to prison populations.
Prison populations.
I have written down here, U.S. men is
U.S. men.
35 to 40% black men in American prisons.
Such a stupid argument.
And they're only 13% of the population. So would that be because
look up the exoneration
they're
rate
more
of
violent, or because of
look
the
at the exoneration
racist
rate.
government?
Look at the exoneration rate of black Americans. And tell me what the exoneration rate is.
Hello?
Where is the exoneration rate?
Yeah. Look up the exoneration rate of black
What is it?
Americans and tell me what that is. Hello?
Oh. Hello? Of course he was going to go there.
Hello?
It's the classic playbook. The classic playbook. Actually, what is the exoneration rate? Is it like 50, 60, 70%? I don't know. Can somebody write in the chat what the exoneration rate is?
I'm not muted.
I don't have a way to look it up now. And I don't know it on top of my head.
Bueller.
Run away. They run away.
Bueller.
Bueller. Bueller.
Okay.
Right.
It's such a dumb argument.
I know. But they don't have any others, so, you know. In light of having no other argument, you embrace the stupid argument. What do I do here?
I don't know. Is any good? Near me, but I mean, I was talking. You guys heard me.
Yeah.
Opening a PO box soon. Yeah, I'll try to get one open for the summer.
Wait, is this gonna continue or is it over? Did it break? Is the debate
I
over?
wanted him to look at.
Wait, is it over? No, it's not over.
Exoneration rates.
Yeah, I want to know what it is. Can you tell us? Hold on. Yeah, like
But also,
hold
we
on.
know why the bulk of black people make up the prison population. What crime are they in prison mostly for? Drug crimes.
Yeah.
What has the government openly admitted to conflating to put more black people in jail? Drug crimes.
Is that pot? Is it actually unironically just smoking
Can you
pot?
hear me?
Or is it?
Yeah, that woke phone.
Because drugs is very wide. Drugs are like this very wide, you know. You have drugs and then you have drugs. You know what I mean? I'm in the bathroom.
I assume Jesse will call back. Jesse's called before.
Jesse
We've had
James.
some good conversations and others where I was just like, what the fuck?
Which one is this?
90% sure he's called using this argument before.
Okay, I'm gonna take a bath in the bathroom.
Also, wouldn't more black people in jail prove the system is racist? Yeah.
How can the system be racist if it has black friends? What the hell is happening? This should have been edited out. How has this not been edited out?
Can you recommend any authors or books on race and media representation? Oh.
That's a good one. Maybe I'll read something that you recommend. The color of like the redlining thing is good. That he recommends sometimes. The title book on redlining. I don't remember the color of something. 52% of the people exonerated since 1989 are black. 75% of those who are exonerated after a guilty plea were black, and brown people are the stats I got from the Innocent Project. University of Michigan has published article with the same numbers too.
Wow, media
This is telling Keith. Fido misses you. How do you know, Emily? Actually, my mom visited Fido recently, and he was apparently so happy to see her that like he jumped at her. He almost toppled her down, you know? He was so happy to see her. God damn. It was like ecstatic to see her. Like a Shalamelet wow moment, you know?
Gender affirming care is only child abuse if you don't know what gender affirming care is or how it works. Have you read the new Jim Crow? Yeah, well, like.
Gender affirming care is only abuse when you deny it to people that need it. There is just a quick Google using a couple of sources to see if it's matching, but take a grain of salt. So yeah, very high exoneration rate. I expected it to be high.
219-327-8005. Val wants me to hydrate. I think I drank all my water. Oh. No, I didn't.
All right. Gonna try to get the missing items, and then we're gonna, you know. Okay, is the person gonna call back? Come on. Come on. Come on now. Oh yeah, he's gonna recommend books.
Okay.
Are you not gonna recommend books?
Okay. Oh, I guess we're in the same call. I'll just keep it, whatever. All right, Jesse, go look at exoneration rates.
Maybe you already did.
Jesse.
Jesse James.
Jesse, hello.
Hi, Jovan. I thought you canceled me, but apparently I lost connection somehow.
Yeah. Go look up exoneration rates for me and tell me what they are.
Well, I only have my phone. Do you?
All right, I'll tell
you
you.
patient?
I'll tell you.
Okay.
No, I'll just tell you. It'll be easier. Black people make up 58% of exonerated people.
That's a good number.
When you say exonerated, that means they were sent to court for
They
a
were
crime
arrested,
or
went
prison?
to court, found guilty, went to prison, and then later exonerated because they were found to be innocent. Black people make up 58% of.
That is so embarrassing that that English native speakers don't know what exonerated means. Okay, I would say that is a bit embarrassing. Okay.
People that are exonerated.
So
which means there's a clear breakdown. It means they were arrested, they went to court, they were found guilty, and then later found to be innocent after already going to jail.
Okay. So what?
You should get compensation for that kind of crap. Unironically,
Can be new evidence.
do you actually get compensated for that?
I mean, one of the biggest things with exonerations is that the cops usually lie. So they find out the cops lie. They were like charged they were charged wrongfully, right? They were innocent people that went to jail innocently. So yes, black people might make up a large number of arrests.
Exonerated prisoners can receive compensation, but it is not guaranteed. This is so shitty. Holy crap.
We also know that when it comes to false arrests, black people make up the largest number of false
No
arrests.
way, man. Like, you should have guaranteed compensation for when you're exonerated.
Okay.
Like, come on, you were wrong so bad. Yeah, I'm listening to a YouTube video. Is it really that quiet? What other people can hear it?
That I found. So for women, black women are only 1.5 to 2 times more likely. they
No.
would be imprisoned than white women.
This is so
But the
shitty.
black men are actually 4 to 5 times.
What is the biggest crime black men are in prison for?
Like, if you were exonerated, you should receive compensation, no questions asked,
Yep.
right?
What is the U.S. government admitted that they falsely trumped up charges to put black people in prison for?
I'm not aware of that.
Drug charges.
Is it drug?
Yes.
Okay. So, well, how would you explain the similar statistics for other nations as far as
What? What do you
Those other
mean?
nations, those other. What are you talking about?
What the what? What is this person talking about? Similar stats in terms of what?
UK.
What? What do you mean? Like the
Spain, Italy.
what about Spain and Italy? What? I don't know what this person's point is.
Yeah, systemic racism. Those are all countries that are
Like, is there some disproportional black crime in Italy?
systemic racist or systemic racist policies. Yeah.
Like what? What is this person going for here?
Especially Italy.
Really?
Okay.
I did not know that.
Western nations are just systemically racist against blacks.
I mean, yeah, a lot of them.
Systemically racist against black people. Racism was Racism as a system was created to oppress specifically black bodies.
God, we live
That's
in
the creation of it. That's
we live in such a fucked up world if you think about it for 5 seconds. You know?
Tool. White supremacy exists globally.
We live in such a messed up world if you just think about it for 5 seconds.
From black.
Okay.
From black Earthians. And it's done really well at doing that.
Yeah.
So the world gains wealth from imprisoning blacks?
It extracts wealth.
And someone said not black people, but the other word. That's really that's
okay.
Kind of
And so what would be, since the entire planet is racist, what would be your solution?
What is that?
What would be my solution to what?
To change that, to make
global DEI.
Is there a way? Global DEI. Okay, so for you talking jobs or government?
Anything. Everywhere.
Okay,
Global
well,
DEI
I have another,
everywhere. In every instance.
So when you say DEI, you just strictly mean for blacks?
I hate it when people say
white supremacy.
The hell?
Okay, and what do you think would happen to the world?
This guy is a racist.
After the
I can tell.
shift? And,
I can tell this dude's a racist by the language that he utilizes.
And,
it would get much
all
better.
Non-whites now. Could you define better? Like financially better?
There would
or
no longer be white supremacy. Therefore, it would be a better world because
True, it would be a better world. It would be definitely a less fucked up world.
a world with white supremacy is a worse world than a world without white supremacy.
Yeah. True.
Okay. So you believe that if we suppressed
Oh wow, nice.
the white power and supremacy, and so whites would become a suppressed minority, would you say?
What? What the fuck? Why is it? What? No. Why that weird conclusion? Like what? What is this weird conclusion? What is this messed up logic?
I mean, globally.
Like what?
Aren't they
Globally,
already
white people are already a minority, just so you know. So it's not even like we speaking globally.
population?
White people are a minority. Just so it's clear. This is
You think
insane.
whites are a minority?
I think whites are a minority. No, why would they become a suppressed minority?
Globally, of course, they're a minority. What?
Didn't you just say that if DI gave
Holy shit.
jobs and government positions to
The diversity and inclusion is when white people become
destroy the
suppressed
white supremacy,
minority.
correct?
Fuck. This is crazy.
Yes, why would whites become suppressed by
This is so incoherent. This is just stupid. Oh wow, well, look at this purple thing.
Well, because they're losing power.
Like, okay. What?
They have no power.
Why is that a bad thing?
What the fuck? This is so stupid. Like what? Unless you have power over others, you are suppressed?
Okay.
I said you would make the whites a suppressed minority, so they have no power.
What? That does not. What the fuck? That does not follow. If you don't have power over others, then you're suppressed. No, not correct. Super incorrect. Super stupid.
Because you just said that's
their power.
Yeah, their power over others would be taken away. Why should people have power over other people? This.
I don't understand. Proportional, you mean
I know you don't understand. It's silly.
based on their population?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm not following you. So you want?
I know.
What's
I know this person that's following.
confusing about that?
So
Oh
you're
my
saying you
goodness.
want to give DEI to non-whites proportional to their population?
Should a population group have more power?
We're in buffering now.
Power than is equivalent to that population.
Groups should not have more power over other groups. That's why that's the tenets of the diversity and inclusion. In my opinion.
Okay, so then you just want identity politics. You want the governments to run based on population demographics?
I don't want
How do I
identity
get
politics.
there?
I want to end the identity politics of white supremacy.
How do I get there? I don't know how to get there.
Okay,
There's an item there.
and by
Probably a
doing so,
pistol.
you want to
Probably a
give
good
power
one.
to demographic populations.
I want power to be within the people who actually live in these areas. So I would like the people who live in specific areas. Like here's a great example.
Give me the example.
South Africa should be predominantly controlled and run by Africans, by Black Africans who have historically lived there. Anybody who says it is just ignorant of the social political climate in South Africa. South Africa is run
by small,
predominantly by
rich,
wealthy white South Africans.
Yeah. Still, it's insane.
They have the bulk of the political power. Yes.
They have the bulk of property as well. Yeah, I know that much. I'm not an expert with South Africa, but I know that much.
Well, I was not aware of that. I assumed that after apartheid, the African indigenous took political power.
No, the
So
predominant the predominant power of South Africa is wealthy white South African.
That's interesting. I did not know that. I will actually look into that.
You
to
should. Should look into it.
By that. But so you would agree that globally whites are a small minority group as far as population, correct?
Are globally whites a small minority group? Sure, who cares?
Okay, and would you also agree that immigration is vastly non-whites moving to predominantly white nations?
Immigration is vastly poorer nations moving people from poorer nations moving to nations with more resources and wealth.
Agreed. What I said was incorrect?
What you said was an incorrect framing.
Okay. But with what I said, wouldn't that lead to the white minority even?
What? It's all framed at some weird race competition.
even
I don't
more?
like it.
Potentially.
Like, who cares?
Is that a
Actually,
bad thing?
So, not necessarily bad, but
what?
the
The buffering hell, I hate it.
demographics will shift, and inevitably, whites will lose political power.
Is that a bad thing?
Just a matter of time, wouldn't you agree?
God, I want to get to
What's
that
that?
thing.
Potentially. Is that a
Oh,
bad thing?
It is not a bad thing.
Okay, so
But
then who cares?
so
I don't know how to get to that other
It's
thing.
not
so
bad. Who cares?
basically, it's what
I don't know how
your
to get
end
to the
game,
other
your end
side.
goal is gonna happen eventually. Would you not agree?
Potentially.
Okay.
Not a guarantee.
So you
It's never a guarantee. Nothing's a guarantee in this world. People
think
who
that
think,
But again, if
not
it's
a
not
guarantee,
bad, who
but
cares?
more likely than not, correct?
If it's not bad, who cares?
Correct. But do you think that the prison system will
oh, I think
change? The demographics will change once the
I think
white
the prison
supremacy
system. I think the prison system
I think we're getting there.
will change as soon as we stop having a prison system that punishes people for being poor and brown. I think then the prison population would change immensely. Once there's no systemic racism and wealth disproportions are the wealth gap is fixed, all of these things, yeah. I think the prison system would change massively.
Okay. So let me ask you this, Jovan. So you just said that immigration is generally poor people, poor nations moving to rich people, rich nations, correct?
Nations of poverty moving to nations that have historically more wealth, yes.
Okay, so what's going to happen to those poor nations if a lot of their population is moving to the wealthy nations?
Define a lot.
Well, for one thing, I know that El Salvador, which is they like to immigrate to USA. Roughly 30% of the country is immigrating. Now, that's not a sustainable country. Would you not agree?
What's your source for 30% of the country is immigrating
What?
out of El Salvador?
That was Chat GPT. I think it's the exact wording of that was 30% of people of El Salvadorian. I forget the exact wording, but that's. I think if you look up El Salvador immigration to America, it'll show you exactly what I found on ChatGPT.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Amazing.
Crazy.
I know. Holy shit.
What? So. What do you think would happen to all these poor nations if
they all got ChatGPT?
they're all migrating to the rich nations?
Oh god, yes.
I don't.
Wouldn't they just like fall solvent like Cuba?
They all got ChatGPT to hell.
Venezuela?
El Salvador typically has about 100,000 people emigrate out of El Salvador annually. What's their total population?
I don't know. Like I said, I don't have my phone. I can't look up.
6.39 million. So not even 10% of their population immigrates a year. And they're currently on a growth rate. The population's grown 0.6%. So no, they're not at risk of they're not at risk of population decline or anything like that.
They're not?
I think that is incorrect. I think that a lot of the
only 100,000 to 145,000 immigrate annually. There's a population of 6.39
How
million.
dare you contradict ChatGPT? How dare you? Think you're smarter than ChatGPT? You think so, buddy? Pal? Friend?
The population grows annually at about 0.6%.
How dare you?
Simple math would tell you that that's not even 10% of their population.
Simple math is for pussies.
That's immigrating a year.
Simple math is for pussies.
What is that? 0.6% of their population is immigrating a year?
No, I think it's a lot more.
Yeah, exactly. It's a ton more. 50%.
El Salvadorian born people.
I don't
50% emigrate.
I don't have to think. If an El Salvadorian
It is good to think though.
is born in America, then they're not El Salvadorian, they're American. I don't have to
Whoa, what is this birthright citizenship heresy?
Like, these are just basic numbers. If only 145,000
What is this? Communism?
are immigrating a year, and they have a population of 6.39 million that's growing at a rate of 0.6%.
Yeah. You know what?
That's not even.
What's not even?
Like, that means they're not in a declining.
They are. You're just in,
population.
They're not
in a
understand.
population deficit because of immigration.
Yeah.
The number. What you pulled up was the number of El Salvadorians that live total abroad. which means
Yes,
from every year,
possibly.
We are in buffering hell. And I'm gonna save game and I'm
every
gonna
year forever since they started tracking those numbers.
number.
This is how many people live abroad. That doesn't tell me the population of the country, whether the country is experiencing a population deficit because of immigration. It doesn't tell me any of those numbers.
Tells you everything. If you know where to look. And you have to look in
The
your
actual
heart.
answer is they're not.
Giovanni, you are correct.
I know.
I know.
You are correct. But
Oh my god.
my point.
I know. Oh boy. Hold on,
My
you are
point is,
correct.
aren't you afraid of the brain drain? As far as like people who are
Aren't you afraid
generally
of the brain brain?
intelligent enough.
Aren't you afraid of the brain?
Or financially capable enough to leave these poor nations and go to greener pastures, you don't think that that's gonna
People should not be trapped in countries. It's crazy.
make a bad result for those nations?
I think if we want to make sure that that nation, here's what we'll do to make sure nations don't experience negative. Let's just make it so America stops extracting wealth from poor nations. Sounds like a good idea, right?
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? Depends for whom.
Can you repeat that?
No.
Let's just have
Oh, never mind.
it so that the United States stops extracting wealth from poor nations.
Why would they do that?
That would sound great. Let's stop strip mining cobalt in Sudan. Let's stop stealing oil from Venezuela. Let's stop trying to take the sugar farms from Cuba.
Whoa,
Maybe we just let
stealing is
nations be
such a strong
independent
word.
and we stop U.S. imperialism.
Whoa. Calm down.
Just a thought.
That's a great argument.
Okay. Oh my god.
I don't know why it's all.
Is that it? Like we're done?
I don't know why we always in these conversations. It's like, well, if we do this, everything's gonna fall apart. Well, not if we address those issues too. We walk and chew gum.
Walking and chewing gum, a risk choking. You don't want
So
it.
you think
over.
U.S. is the only country that's taking advantage of poor nations and stripping
Sure,
their
let me
resources?
rephrase my sentence. Let's just stop all of capitalist extraction from the global south. So that way, poor nations that have their resources and wealth extracted via capitalist nations, like for example, the U.S., have that happening to them.
So you don't want U.S. trading or stealing from any southern nations?
They can trade with fair trade deals that are fair to both parties.
Now, who decides that? Who decides what's fair?
Both parties involved.
Agreed. Wouldn't you say that the vast majority of the extraction is trade, or do you think it's theft?
I would consider it theft.
Okay. Well, that I don't know, but
Trade is not
assume that you
extraction
are
of
correct.
wealth. Trade is like an equal share. The extraction of wealth comes from the cobalt we take from the Congo. That's not a fair trade when the Congo uses slave labor to mine their cobalt.
So, whoa, they use slave labor?
Yeah, where you been?
Not the U.S.
The Congo uses slave labor to mine their cobalt, and the U.S. trades for that cobalt. And plenty of U.S. Businesses have a hand in making sure that that slavery remains, so that they pay less for said cobalt. It was the same with the
So
cocoa
the U.S. is aware of the
industry.
slave labor?
Yes.
Wow, that's incredible to me.
I mean, we use slave
but they're
labor in
not-
our own country, all over the place. You ever seen a prison?
Really? Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's true. That I agree with you that the slave prison labor is definitely slave labor.
Yeah, the U.S. has no problem using slave labor. None whatsoever. We'll do it any chance we get.
If we take other paths, we'll get more items and
But you don't think?
pictons.
Okay. So what would you call? How would you define?
How would you define definitions of defining?
That blacks enslaving blacks in Sudan. That's not white supremacy.
It's 100% white supremacy.
Blacks enslaving blacks in Sudan is white supremacy?
Yes.
Can you please elaborate on that?
Who maintains that system? Who pays the people of the Congo to enslave their fellow people? It's wealthy white. It's wealthy white countries. They're not doing it just because. They're doing it because they're being paid, and they want the money. The slave trade, chattel, the slave trade as we know it, was invented by the Spaniards and the Europeans. The way it operated, and the way that it's historically operated. No, I'm talking about the way it's historically operated. Like the transatlantic slave trade, revitalized and revamped slavery. In most of the globe, slavery was a very even if you go back to ancient Egypt, slavery was a vastly different system than what it became.
Well, because they didn't have across ocean boats, correct?
Even in that vein, in like ancient Egypt, slaves had their own homes. They went home to homes, right?
So what made them slaves? They just weren't paid?
Yeah, they were forced to work.
Okay.
And then you get
and
then they weren't
they had freedom, they just weren't paid.
Freedom to an extent, but they weren't necessarily considered property as much as the slave trade became. The transatlantic slave trade.
So basically, their pay was just their home to live.
Yes and no.
Okay. Interesting.
But again, slavery as created by the slave trade, vastly different. It's a vastly different system. That system of chattel and property permeated and was invented by white people, not by anybody else. It was specifically the Spaniards and the Europeans.
So you would agree that American blacks, if you go back far enough, were their ancestors were slaves, correct?
were their ancestors.
A lot of them?
Yeah, most black people in the U.S. can trace their lineage back to slavery, yes.
Now, if that's the case, I understand why they would be angry about American slavery, and why wouldn't they be fighting modern day slavery as opposed to you know what I mean? Like if
I
it's
don't
clearly
understand what
happening in the
question you're
Congo, you
asking.
said. Okay, my question is, if American blacks are very angry about how their ancestors were treated because they were slaves, why aren't they fighting a modern day slavery, which is happening in modern day Africa? That we just both agreed is definitely happening.
How would you like them to fight it?
There's vast to have. Oh wait, no,
I guess
never
the same
mind.
way they're fighting the previous American slavery, being vocal
They don't
about
live.
it.
They don't
going
live
on
there.
TikTok, YouTube.
There are tons of people that are. Tons of people are fighting for the
Oh,
Congo.
They
are
are
fighting for Sudan. Yes.
See, that's interesting because I've never seen any of that. I mean,
Oh
maybe I
wow,
looked
that
for it
must
to
mean
find it, but
something,
I've
You're not
definitely.
seeing it doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
I'm sure you're probably right. I'm actually going to look into
Oh
this.
my god.
You've brought up a great few things today, Joe.
I've not seen any of this.
Okay.
Because I'm definitely interested to learn. I know you guys have a scouting report on me that might not be that, but I am interested in learning.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, so can we circle back? Oh no, you already explained that the whole world is white supremacy. Yeah, I mean, I guess we had no argument. I mean, I thought we were going to run into a argument like we usually do, but I guess we're in agreement pretty much.
All right then, Jesse. Can I ask
Thank
you
you,
one
Jovan.
favor going forward?
Sure.
Stop saying blacks.
Yes, please.
Stop saying black.
Stop saying blacks.
Blacks, oh, plural?
Yeah, just say black people.
Yeah, I don't like that. Weird.
Is
I actually
that
also
considered offensive,
do it
blacks?
with
I mean,
black
yeah,
people.
sorry. Is that okay? All right. I didn't know that. I'll try to say.
How
black
am I
people next
Polish and I knew that?
Thank you.
All right, Jovan. Have a good day.
Like, what the fuck? Like, it's ridiculous. How am I Polish and I knew that? Then an American does not. How does that happen?
Thank you all for watching this video. If you don't know me, I'm Jovan Bradley. I'm a leftist content creator who does debates, political
You know,
commentary,
kind of
gaming, and
ridiculous,
more.
isn't it? If you
If this is
think
your
about
first
it
video, thanks for sticking.
for a few seconds. It is ridiculous. Okay, we're ready to finish for today's stream or whatever.
I'm ready. Let's push forward.
All right. All right. So we're gonna end the stream for now. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being the loveliest people on earth. I have to get some food. You know what food is? Food is that you eat to sustain itself or something. It's good to eat sometimes. Sometimes it's good to eat food. It's gonna be foodie day. I'm gonna raid you into actually Icarus. Okay. Right, I'll see you soon. Thank you. I'm gonna eat a burger. I have decided on my course of action. I'll see you later for the news. Bye-bye.